Okay. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदनंदन व्रज परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रज भूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामयी की यमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। I'm very happy and grateful to be amongst all of you this evening in this beautiful temple of Radha Natavar, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, and Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada. It's our great fortune that we have access to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, because of which we are able to chant the holy names of Krishna today, because of which we are able to read, hear, and discuss Srimad Bhagavatam today, and worshipping Radha, Natavar, and all the other divine forms of the Lord. I was asked by the devotees to speak on Govardhan Lila today. So, one of the enchanting pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna in Vrindavan Dham is this Govardhan Lila. The speciality of Govardhan Lila is that devotees of all rasas are present in this Lila. So Krishna does some pastimes with his Vatsalya devotees in his childhood. When he's little grown up, he plays with his friends, Gopa friends. He does his Saksha pastimes. When he's little more grown up, he does various other pastimes with the gopis of Vrindavan, the Madhurya pastimes. And he also tends cows and does many other things. But the pastimes that Krishna does with all the devotees of all rasas is Govardhan Lila. That you can see that beautiful picture just behind you. Krishna lifting Govardhan, and under Govardhan, all devotees are there, all Vrajavasis. The Vatsalya Gopis, Vatsalya Gopas, the Madhurya Gopis and Saksha Gopas, and the cows and the calves and the monkeys and the peacocks and the bulls and buffaloes and the parrots, everybody is there in this special Leela. So Govardhan Leela has some special significance in Krishna's Leelas, especially Vrindavan Leelas. The story begins like this. One day, Krishna saw his parents, Nanda Maharaj and many other elderly Gopas and Gopis, making some elaborate arrangements, preparations for some ceremony. So Krishna went and asked Nanda Maharaj, what are these arrangements for? What are you preparing? Is there some ceremony happening here? Are you conducting some sacrifice, yajna, or some other kind of ritual? Is this mentioned in some Puranas, some scriptures, or is it traditional? What exactly is the origin of this whole ceremony that you are conducting? May I know? Then our Nanda Maharaj did not respond. He was thinking small child. Krishna was 7 years old at that time. Okay, like our little Shivam, 7-year-old boy. So Nanda Maharaj felt that what can this little child understand? Uh, he kind of kept quiet. Then Krishna said, Father, you should not keep any secrets in front of your family members. Okay, so family members and friends are supposed to know all secrets. So you should tell me. Don't think that I will not understand. I will understand. You should tell me. Then Nanda Maharaj said, my dear child, this is a ceremony called Indra Puja. And Indra is the king of heavens. He is also the lord of rains. And we need rains to grow grains. Without grains, we cannot live, survive. Therefore, it is our responsibility to worship Indra and express our gratitude to Indra. As an expression of gratitude, we are doing this puja to Indra, the king of rains, the king of heaven. Then Krishna spoke something which is popularly called as Karma Mimamsa philosophy, which he himself is never convinced of, which the Brajavasis never understood also. Okay, what he spoke, just like that. In short, what did he mean? He was saying that uh, we are working and we are getting results of our work, right? And what is the role of Indra here? As an appointed administrator of this universe, his job is to bestow rains. Just like in one state, there are multiple ministers. Somebody is an irrigation minister, somebody is finance minister, somebody is home minister, and there are many other kinds of ministers who oversee the administrative activities of a state, of some place. So they're doing their job. Similarly, to run this entire universe, we need some administrators, some managers. They are called the devatas. Somebody is given fire department, Agni. Somebody is given creation department, Brahma. Somebody is given rain department, Indra. Water bodies department, Varunadev. And wind department, Agni. Criminal department, Yamaraj. So like that, there are different devatas to run the affairs of this universe. And Indra is supposed to do his duty. And why we should bribe him for performing his duty? So that was his question. So, and we are doing our work, and we are getting results. We don't have to pay anyone. We don't have to pay tributes, or we don't have to offer any special worship or special puja to Indra. But why Krishna is saying all this? Because Krishna is the super soul, the Paramatma within the hearts of all living beings. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto mattah smritirjnana vapohanam cha. I stay within the hearts of all living beings as Paramatma, as super soul. Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. That Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, stays within the hearts of all living beings. Sarva bhutana, with all living beings. Bhuta is not ghost. Okay, Bhuta is living being. So Krishna stays within the hearts of all living beings, including the devatas. Okay. Hare Krishna. He's very eager, enthusiastic. So he stays within the hearts of Indra also. Heart of Indra and Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Surya, Yama. He stays within everybody's hearts. So in Krishna, who is staying in Indra's hearts, he understood that Indra is very proud. Krishna completely understands our needs and moods and deeds. So he understood that Indra is very puffed up, very proud of his position as the king of heaven. He's very proud of his position, his material opulence. So I must humble him. And already he is proud and people are worshipping him and he will become more proud. So Krishna is concerned. You understand? Krishna is the supreme father of all living beings. It is said that Aham Bija Pradah Pitaha. The other day we were discussing elaborately on this topic, how Krishna is the supreme father. Aham Bija Pradah Pitaha. Just like when there is some shortcoming on the part of a child, the father wants to rectify the mentality of the child, right? When the child is uh, having some shortcomings, is falling short of some things, is not behaving properly, then the father definitely becomes very concerned about the child and does the needful to rectify the mentality of the child, isn't it? Similarly, Krishna, although he is playing the part of a child, he is the supreme father. He is the supreme lord. And one of his devotees, Indra, is exhibiting some kind of wrong consciousness, bad consciousness. So if we have certain shortcomings, if we are less talented, if we are not rich, Krishna wouldn't mind. But if you are arrogant and proud, Krishna will feel concerned. So Krishna became very concerned about Indra's mentality. He wanted to humble Indra. Therefore, Krishna thought, let me stop this worship. Let me stop Indra Puja. Then Indra will become humble. Okay. So sometimes we may have to be humiliated to become humble. If we are not voluntarily and naturally humble, Krishna will humble us. Krishna will humiliate us and induce some humility in us. Okay. So Krishna wanted to stop Indra Puja. And Krishna spoke some philosophy, karma mimamsa philosophy, which Vrajavasis never understood, but they were listening. And Krishna said, we don't have to worship Indra. Instead, let us worship Govardhan. My dear father, we are not city dwellers, we are not town dwellers, we are not even villagers, we are mountain wanderers, we are forest dwellers, we are Vanavasis, we are Vrajavasis. We are living in this place of Vrindavan. So our main connection or relationship is with the forest of Vrindavan, with this hill of Govardhan, with the cows, with the Brahmanas. They are guiding us always. Cows are nourishing us with milk. So better we worship them. Let's worship Govardhan hill. Let's worship the cows. Let's worship the Brahmanas. So this is better than worshipping Indra. Indra is not visible. You have been worshipping him. Did he ever give you darshan? No. Then better. Govardhan is giving darshan every day. Indra is, cows are giving darshan every day. Brahmanas are here. You are able to see them. So let us worship Govardhan mountain instead of Indra. And what is the speciality of Govardhan? There are so many devotees of Krishna. Why Krishna has to give so much of prominence only to Govardhan here? Srimati Radharani herself glorified Govardhan mountain in this way, in this beautiful song called Venu Gita. She said, Hantaya Madrirabala Haridasa Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charanas Parasha Prabodha Manam Tanoti Sahago Gadayostayoryat Pani Yasuya Vasakandara Kandamulai Hantaya Madrirabala Haridasa Varyo. She said that, my dear friends, she was speaking to her friends, the Gopi friends. This mountain is Haridasa Varya, best of all servants of Lord Hari. You know what is Hari? What is the meaning of Hari? Hari means one who steals. What does Krishna steal? Definitely Krishna steals butter. Krishna also steals the hearts of all the gopis and all the devotees. And Krishna also steals our miseries, our problems. If you surrender to Krishna, Krishna says, Mamekam Sharanam Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Mashuchaha. I will deliver you, I will suffer you, I will protect you, I will save you. Right? So Krishna is called Hari because he protects all of us. So Haridasa Varya. Krishna is Hari and devotee is called Haridasa, servant of Hari. And Hari, our Govardhan mountain is called Haridasa Varya, best of all servants of Lord Hari. There are three servants. There are three devotees who are described as Haridasas in Srimad Bhagavatam. One Haridasa is Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yeah, Parikshit is definitely Haridasa, no doubt. There are so many, all of us are Haridasas only. But Bhagavatam addresses three devotees as Haridasa in the shlokas. One is Yudhishthira Maharaj. He rendered service to Lord Hari, Lord Krishna. in three rasas, in Vatsalya rasa, in Sakhya rasa, and also in Dasya rasa. Definitely he's a servant of the Lord in Dasya rasa. He also has Sakhya rasa because he's a cousin. He has some friendly relationship with Krishna. And he also has Vatsalya rasa because he happens to be elder cousin of Krishna. Okay, just like elder cousin or elder brother has some affection for the younger one, so Yudhishthira also has some affection for Krishna in Vatsalya. So in this way, in three rasas, Yudhishthira Maharaj served, therefore he is Haridasa. Able to follow? And second Haridasa, can anyone guess the name? Uddhav is the second Haridasa. Uddhava is an intimate friend of Krishna, also a cousin of Krishna in Dwaraka and Mathura cities. And one day, Krishna called Uddhava in Mathura and said, I'm missing my Vrindavan Vasis, my friends in Vrindavan so much. Can you please go and give my message to them? So sometimes Krishna engages Uddhava in running a confidential communication between himself and the Vrajavasis also. He is so intimate to Krishna. He is another Haridasa. His position as Haridasa is higher than even Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Govardhan is the supreme Haridasa. Radharani is saying, Hantaya Madrirabala Haridasa Varyo. Haridasa Varyo, best of all servants of Lord Hari. Because Hare Krishna. Because this servant of Lord Hari renders service to not only Hari, but all the devotees of Hari. Haridasa Varya. How? The shloka further explains. Yad Rama Krishna Charanas Parasha Pramodaha. By the touch of the lotus feet of Rama, Balarama, and Krishna, Govardhan becomes ecstatic. Charana Pramodaha. Pramoda means extremely happy, blissful. Then, Manam Tanoti Sahago Gadayostayoryat. Govardhan also gives so much of respect to Krishna, Balaram, and all the Gopas and the cows also, and renders so many services. How? Paniya Suyavasa Kandara Kandamulaihi. Paniya, by giving water and waterfalls, kunds and lakes and fruit juices to all the Gopas and entire Vrindavan community. Paniya. Suyavasa means Govardhan also provides nice grasses for the cows to eat. Kandara, there are beautiful caves in Govardhan that gives some warmth to Krishna and the Gopas when it is very cold outside. And these caves also give an AC effect to Krishna and the Gopas when it is very hot outside. Right? Kandara. Kandamulaihi means there are some nice fruits and roots and herbs in Govardhan area. So they are very nicely relished by all the Vrajavasis. In this way, Govardhan is rendering so many services to Krishna and Balaram and Yashoda Mata and Nanda Maharaj and all the Gopas and the Gopas and the cows and the calves and the peacocks and Vrindavan. Therefore, let us all worship Govardhan, Krishna said. Then Nanda Maharaj said, Krishna, we understand that you want us to worship Govardhan. We'll do it on some other date. Now, let us worship Indra. Okay, let's worship Indra today, and tomorrow or some other day, we'll worship Govardhan. Then Krishna said, I am not asking you to add one more festival in the annual calendar. Okay, I am asking you to substitute Indra Puja with Govardhan Puja. With whatever paraphernalia you have arranged for Indra Puja, use the same paraphernalia to worship Govardhan also. You don't have to worship him. Worship Indra now. Cancel it. Okay, I'm proposing a substitute, not an addition. Then Nanda Maharaj and all the Vrajavasis thought and said, okay, we'll do it. Whatever Krishna wants, they will do. That is their style. Whatever Krishna wants, they will do. Whether it appears logical or illogical, appealing or not so appealing, beneficial or even harmful, all the Vrajavasis are committed to render service to Krishna, do whatever Krishna wants. So Krishna wanted Govardhan Puja, let's do Govardhan Puja. Then Krishna gave them directions. Let us do Govardhan Puja. You should make mountains of rice, kunds of dal, lakes of dal, and many other savories and salty items and sweet items and milk products and barfi, sandesh, rasgulla, rasmalai, gulab jamun, whatever. You can add menu. whatever, pizza, burger, in those days it was not there probably. But whatever maybe food items, he please took wonderful preparations and offer it to Giriraj. Giriraj means the king of all mountains, Govardhan mountain. So Govardhan, why Govardhan is called Govardhan? Vardhan means to develop, to nourish, to improve. So Go means cows. Govardhan is called Govardhan because Govardhan is popularly known as nourisher of cows. And Krishna is Gopal. Because Govardhan is nourishing cows, Gopal loves Govardhan so much. And gopis love Govardhan so much. Gopas love Govardhan so much. Okay. So Krishna said, let us worship Govardhan mountain. And he gave directions. And according to the directions of Krishna, all the Gopas and Gopis made all kinds of preparations to offer to Giriraj. And they were offering bhoga to Giriraj on all sides. Okay. And Krishna also told them, let us circumambulate Govardhan. Let us do Govardhan Parikrama. And while doing Govardhan Parikrama, all the Gopas and Gopis were discussing Harikatha. They were glorifying the pastimes of Krishna. One Gopi says, who killed Putana? Another Gopi says, in a singing tone, it is Krishna who killed Putana. Who liberated Shakatasur? Krishna liberated Shakatasur. Who uprooted the Yamalarjuna trees? It is Krishna who did it. So like that, they were discussing the pastimes of Krishna. They were singing the glories of Krishna and chanting the names of Krishna. And they were happily circumambulating Govardhan mountain. And as they were circumambulating Govardhan mountain, their ecstasy is increasing and they were saying that this is the best festival we have ever celebrated in Vrindavan so far. All the Vrajavasis are so excited. And to excite them more, you know what Krishna did? He manifested as the mountain god on top of Govardhan hill. He sat there in a four-handed form. And he said, I am the mountain god. I am Lord Govardhan. You please offer everything to me. So make all your offerings to me. Offer your prayers. I will bless you. And all the Vrajavasis on all sides of Govardhan mountain, they were astonished to see this mountain god. Krishna, as a 7-year-old cowhead boy, is also present amongst the Vrajavasis, doing Govardhan Parikrama along with them, and is also present on top of the mountain as a mountain god. And all the Vrajavasis were so excited, they were thinking, we have been worshipping Indra since so many years, but Indra never gave his darshan. We could never see Indra. And here is Govardhan mountain. We are just worshipping him for the first time and he's giving darshan. He's talking to us. He's visible to us. All the Vrajavasis became so excited. They made all offerings to Krishna. And Nanda Maharaj offered offerings to Govardhan. And Nanda Maharaj offered obeisances and said, oh Giriraj, I have only one prayer. Please keep Krishna and Balaram happy always. That's the only prayer. That much they love Krishna and Balaram. In this way, they celebrated Govardhan Puja. And Govardhan started eating, the mountain god started eating all the food preparations that they have offered to Govardhan from all sides. He's just gulping everything. And he finished everything. And he said, I want more. What did he say exactly? Aniyor. He was saying Aniyor, Aniyor. And they don't have anything. Whatever they have cooked, they have kept in front. And that too, it's not just one little plate. It's like big quantities of food. But then the devotees offered tulasi leaf. And Govardhan is satisfied. And after eating everything, consuming everything, he again manifested everything in front of them. This is how the Lord eats. You offer him, he will accept it. Sometimes with his glance. And in this case, physically also he accepted it. But he again manifested it back, right? So this prasad, which is manifested back, is distributed to everyone. So Krishna said you should distribute it to everybody. You should offer it to even brahmanas, beggars, even dogs also. Everyone should be sufficiently, profusely fed with sumptuous prasad. So, and what about Gopuja? There are lakhs and lakhs of cows in Vrindavan. It is not practical to worship all the cows. So they selected one cow as a representative of all cows, and the Vrajavasis started doing arati to the cows. right? Offering worship to the cows. They dressed the cow in very nice, fine silken garments, and also decorated the horns of the cow with some golden caps and the hooves also. So in this way, so nicely decorated and worshipped by all the Vrajavasis. So thus the Vrajavasis had a very, very happy festival. And this is best festival that they have ever celebrated. Everyone was praising Krishna. This is wonderful festival, amazing festival. And they went back to their homes. Everybody was happy, extremely blissful, except one person. And that is Indra. Indra was not happy. Indra came to know that the Vrajavasis did not worship him that year. And Indra became furious. Right? He was shouting, yelling, screaming at the top of his voice. How did these Vrajavasis become so arrogant, so proud that they stopped worship of Devatas? They were doing Deva Helanam. They are trusting the words of a talkative, mere 7-year-old child, and they are insulting the Devatas. They are dishonoring the Devatas. Do they think that they can survive by neglecting the Devatas? They are too proud of their prosperity. When we are proud, we can see pride in others also. Because Indra was so proud of his material prosperity, he was perceiving that Vrajavasis are so proud of their material prosperity. Atmavan manyate jagat. The way you are, you perceive others. So Srimad Bhagavatam describes that Indra is experiencing this disease at that moment. You know what was the disease? Ishamani syndrome. Okay, special disease. Ishamani syndrome. Isha means controller, master, and the boss. Mani means esamante. They think like that. To consider oneself as the controller, master, proprietor, enjoyer is Ishamani syndrome. And Indra is suffering with this disease. And the disease has gone to peaks. It has gone to 3rd grade or 4th grade, or whatever may be the grade. Okay. So he's suffering because of this false ego, false prestige of being the provider of rains. When we are proud, Krishna cannot be happy. Krishna does the needful to humble us. So our Vaishnava scriptures say that we have to be humble. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishtuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishtuna. So the Vaishnava scriptures recommend that we should not be proud, but we should be very humble. We should not be agitated, but we should be very tolerant, like a tree. Take example from a tree. And we should respect everyone, and we should not hanker for being honored by others. Right? So this is the nature of devotees, spiritualists. But Indra's mentality is different. He's expecting honor. He's expecting worship from the Vrajavasis. Not only is expecting honor from others, he is also intending to harm them if they are not honoring him. That's another biggest issue. You know, Daksha in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, this Daksha entered the assembly in which there are so many devatas and big universal celebrities were there, sages were there. So he went and offered obeisances to Brahma. And next to Brahma was Shiva. And when Daksha entered, all these members of this assembly stood up to respect Daksha, to receive Daksha, to welcome him. But Brahma did not get up because he's a senior person, he's a father. So Daksha went and offered obeisances to Brahma. But sitting next to Brahma was Shiva. He was not getting up to receive Daksha. Why? He was meditating inside. So Daksha noticed Shiva and said, "This monkey-eyed rascal has accepted my daughter." He said, "My fawn-eyed daughter as his wife, means he is supposed to be my son-in-law and he is subordinate to me. He accepted me as superior. He is supposed to respect me, but he is not respecting me." He spoke such poisonous words against Lord Shiva. Let me not repeat all that. Okay. So he was criticizing Lord Shiva and even cursed Shiva. May the Shiva not have any share in the sacrificial oblations, in any sacrifices. So when the for honor sits in our head or in our heart, when we become extremely egoistic, we don't even realize what we are speaking. We don't even realize whom we are speaking to, in front of whom we are speaking. Are we also publicly displaying? So even publicly also they display anger. So here is Indra, who is also having a similar mentality like Daksha, or maybe a little more severe. Daksha just criticized Shiva, cursed Shiva, and left the assembly. But Indra wanted to destroy all the Vrajavasis. He went into destructive tendencies. He said, this talkative boy, 7-year-old kid, his words are given more value than my worship. And please understand, just 7 years back, when Mother Earth was overburdened by so many demonic forces, she went to Brahma, and Brahma also took Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, all these great devatas were there accompanying Brahma. They went to the shore of Milk Ocean and they offered prayers to the Lord. And they prayed, they begged for the descent of Krishna. And now Krishna descended, just 7 years past, and Indra forgot everything. He forgot. I am the one who requested. Means I am also amongst those people who requested, who begged Krishna to appear on the planet to reduce the burden of earth by killing the demons. But Indra forgot that. Indra forgot the source of his powers. This is pride. When we are very proud, we cannot recognize the very source of our powers because of which we are proud. Our powers will make us proud. Our facilities, our positions, our possessions, our ranks, our influence, whatever we may have, we can make us proud. But how did we attain all of them? What is that source? So when we are proud, we even demean and disrespect the very source of all the blessings that we have. Okay, no gratitude. To help the devatas, to kill the demons, the Supreme Lord descends on this planet several times in different avatars, different forms, and now that Krishna descended to protect all of us. So, but Indra failed to recognize the supremacy of Krishna, superiority of Krishna over himself, and he became so puffed up, so proud, and he was chastising Krishna. And he was thinking, let me teach a lesson. Devatas are known for offering prayers to the Lord. Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Varutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedaihi Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam na vidursura suraganaha devaya tasmai namaha. Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Maruts, Chandra, Vayu, Surya, Agni, Yama, Soma, everybody will offer prayers to Krishna. Stunvanti divyaihi stavaihi. In transcendental poetry, they praise the Lord. And here is Indra, he is chastising the Lord. He is scolding the object of all prayers, object of worship. The person who is supposed to be worshipped and prayed to and praised in choicest words is being chastised very poisonously by Indra. This is false ego. This is pride. So Indra was very egoistic at this moment. And out of his anger, you know what he did? When your desires are not fulfilled, you become angry. Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita. He said that Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsam Sangasteshopajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Bhijayate. Kamat Krodho Bhijayate. When your kama, when your desire is not fulfilled, Krodha will get anger. His desire to be honored, to be worshipped by Vrajavasis was not fulfilled, therefore he became angry. Indra becomes so angry. And in anger, one forgets everything. He angrily called, my dear clouds, please come here. Which clouds? He called the Samvartaka clouds. Samvartaka clouds are very fierce clouds that are known to destroy everything in the universe. They are appointed to destroy all the planets in the universe at the time of universal devastation, pralaya. Okay. So, when we are angry, we don't understand. The object of my anger is very small. How can I show such great anger on this person? Okay. To destroy a small village or little forest called Vrindavan, he is employing Samvartaka clouds that has the power to destroy all the planets. Okay. And why was he angry with them? Just because they didn't worship. So that is ego. He called the Samartaka clouds. And Samartaka clouds are of multiple colors. Some were in black color, some were gray, some were green, some were blue, some were red, some were pink. All kinds of colors of clouds came there. Then Krishna called, Maruts, come here. All the wind gods came. Because clouds must be accompanied by winds so that we get rain. Right? So wind and clouds come together to shower rain. And he called powerful, fierce winds also to appear there. So winds came, clouds came. All of them came and started showering so much of. And Indra said, I will also accompany you on my Airavat with my thunderbolt weapon. So you please go to Vrindavan and destroy entire land of Vrindavan. Destroy all the Vrajavasis. I don't want to see any Gopas or Gopis alive. Cows, calves. They're so proud of their material prosperity because they're a very prosperous cowhead community. They're becoming so puffed up and they're insulting the Devatas. So go and teach them a lesson. Now I will prove who I am. If someone dishonors me, it's not dishonor. If someone doesn't worship me, then I will show who I am. He wanted to show his prowess. Villain. Here, devotee is acting like a villain. Devotee is acting like a demon here. There are so many demons who attacked Vrindavan. Putana, Shakatasur, Bakasur, Aghasur, Vatsasur, Vyomasur, Keshi, Arishtasur, so many such demons attacked Vrindavan. Most of them are attacking Krishna. Most of them are targeting Krishna. But here is Indra. He wanted to kill not only Krishna, but entire Vrindavan community of cowheads. You understand? The problem doesn't come from outside. It comes from inside. When a devotee, when an insider, when a devotee practitioner is in poor consciousness, is not in proper consciousness, such a person can create more havoc in a spiritual community than an outsider person who is attacking. Right? Indra created more havoc in Vrindavan more than any other demon has created. A devotee in poor consciousness, not pure, poor consciousness, can create more problem to a community than an outsider. What is that poor consciousness? Pride. Pride blocks our progressive journey towards Krishna's lotus feet. So pride creates a great obstacle. Envy is another obstacle. Pride and envy are two great obstacles on our path back to the lotus feet of Krishna. So unless we consciously remove the pride and envy from our hearts, we cannot understand Krishna Tattva. We cannot understand Krishna Lila. We cannot chant Krishna Nama properly, and we cannot attain Krishna. As simple as that. So Indra was so proud. He wanted to destroy entire village of Vrindavan. He had sent the Samartaka clouds, and the Samartaka clouds were creating havoc in Vrindavan. Now you see, Samartaka clouds, whoever is in charge of the clouds, they are okay. They're not bad people. Wind gods, they are also not bad. But because the leader is in poor consciousness and these followers are obliged to follow the instructions of the leader who is in bad consciousness. So when a subordinate submits to an arrogant master, sometimes the subordinate is obliged to do something which he doesn't want to do also. Okay. Here is Indra, who is in very, very degraded consciousness, and he is appointing his own subordinates in a destructive work, which they themselves never volunteered to do. Okay. So a master's responsibility is to maintain pure consciousness and guide his subordinates also to purify their consciousness. If the master himself is in bad consciousness, where is the possibility that he guides his subordinates? That's another fallacy of bad leaders. So Indra is leading all his soldiers, the soldiers of the wind gods and this clouds on a great project of destroying entire Vrindavan. So they went. To cut the long story short, they created a devastating rainfall in Vrindavan, and all the Vrajavasis were getting tormented. The Vrajavasis saw that there is this unseasonal rain, super heavy rain. They understood. Indra became very upset. Because we stopped Indra Puja, Indra became very upset with us, and now he is creating this unseasonal rain to destroy all of us. So that is their understanding. And this rain that is created by Indra started flooding all the lands around. They could not even understand the difference between highlands and lowlands. Everything became submerged in water, and people could not stay in their homes, and all the cows were tormented. Cows have that some hanging flesh below the necks, right? So underneath their necks, they were hiding their calves. They were giving shelter to their calves to protect them. And some cows had miscarriages, some cows fainted, some cows became very unconscious, and they even died also. Now, how to understand all this? How can this rain cause so much of havoc in Vrindavan? The answer is that, actually speaking, Indra cannot cause any harm to Vrajavasis. But Vrajavasis are experiencing so much of difficulty. They were being tormented so much because of this rain, just so that the next episode of Govardhan Lila, Krishna's lifting Govardhan, and the sweetness of that Lila can be relished more. Okay, it's the arrangement of Lila Shakti. Technically speaking, Vrajavasis cannot face any difficulties. Say, now you have eaten some sweets. You have eaten gulab jamuns. You have eaten some rasagullas, and some sandesh, some barfi, and also some kheer. After eating 5-6 sweets, I'll give you one more sweet of some papdi. Will you be able to relish it? You can't, right? Already I have eaten 5 sweets. But when you have eaten some mirchi, and it is causing tears in your eyes, and tears are watering in your nose, and you're feeling so hard, then somebody gives you one more sweet. Take this gulab jamun. Then you can relish it better, right? Similarly, when there is some distress, you can relish happiness more. So when Vrajavasis experience so much of pain because of Indra's rain, then they can relish the sweetness of Krishna's form as Giridhari, Govardhana Giridhari. Just to enhance the sweetness of Krishna's lifting Govardhan, that Lila, that form. So there is some kind of arrangement of pain by Lila Shakti. The pain is being experienced by Vrajavasis now. Anyways, Vrajavasis, all of them, whenever they are in difficulty, they would come to Krishna for shelter. They pray to Krishna. Another day we were discussing Krishna rakshatu no jagatraya guru Krishnam namadhvam sada Krishne nakhila shatravo vinihita Krishnaya tasmai namah Krishna deva samuthitam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosyaham Krishne tishtati vishvametadakhilam He Krishna rakshasvamam. So Krishna is the supreme protector of all his devotees, and he also promised in Bhagavad Gita, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. So Krishna is known to protect his devotees. Whoever is completely surrendered into Krishna, whoever has taken exclusive shelter of Krishna, whoever is always thinking of Krishna and serving him in various ways, Krishna takes the responsibility of the maintenance of such devotees. Who else can be a more surrendered set of devotees than the Vrajavasis? Vrajavasis are completely surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna understood, I must protect the Vrajavasis. He understood it is Indra's pride, it's a display of Indra's extreme pride, so I must teach Indra a lesson. So Krishna tied his waistcloth little tightly, and he came out of Nanda Bhavan, and he ran towards Govardhan mountain. From Nanda Bhavan to go to Govardhan mountain is quite some distance. But Krishna did it. It was raining so heavily, Krishna ran towards Govardhan, but not a single drop of rain fell on Krishna's body. He was totally dry. not wet at all. So just to prove to Indra, your rain cannot even touch me. And your rain cannot even touch my devotees also. I'm going to lift Govardhan now. Whatever rain has touched the Vrajavasis so far is only to enhance the pleasure of Krishna's Lila. That's the only thing. Just to give little mirchi so that they can understand sweet nicely. They can release the sweet better. That's the only purpose of all this pain. Otherwise, Vrajavasis can never experience any pain. So Krishna went and lifted Govardhan. I wanted to lift Govardhan. But now the question is, Krishna could have expanded his Nanda Bhavan, his own home. He could have expanded it so big so that the Vrajavasis can come under the home and they could be protected. But Krishna did not choose to do anything else other than lifting Govardhan to protect Vrajavasis. Why? Krishna wants to reciprocate with Govardhan's devotional service. Govardhan is a dedicated servant to me and to the entire Vrajavasi community. So I must glorify Govardhan. I must give the credit of protecting all the Vrajavasis to this Govardhan mountain. Let me give this credit to Govardhan mountain only. So this is the nature of Krishna. He wants to see his devotees glorified so much. He is called Bhaktana Manavardhanam. He enjoys, he relishes, he becomes very happy when his devotees become more glorious than his own self. Govardhan has protected all the Vrajavasis. So Krishna wanted to give that credit to Govardhan. So Krishna went and lifted Govardhan effortlessly. 7-year-old boy, he lifted a big mountain effortlessly, as if a small child lifts a ball. This is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita by one parrot called Shuka. He says, Saundaryam lalanali dhairya dalanam lila ramastambhini Viryam kandukitadri varyam avalat pare parardham gunah Sheelam sarvajananuranjanamaho yasyayam asmat prabhur Vishwam vishwajanina kirti ravatat Krishno jaganmohana Saundaryam lalanali dhairya dalanam. Krishna with his beauty can completely make all the gopis restless. The gopis just drink Krishna's beauty like chataka birds. Right? So, Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum gopasanghavritam Govindam kalavenu divyanga bhusham bhaje. The gopis constantly worship Krishna's beautiful form with the flowers of their glances. The glances of gopis are like flower showers on Krishna. So Krishna is being showered with flowers, bathed with flowers of gopis' glances. So Saundaryam lalanali dhairya dalanam. Krishna can subdue the patience of all the gopis by his beauty. Saundaryam lalanali dhairya dalanam. Lila ramastambhini. With his enchanting leelas, he would astonish even Rama, Lakshmi Devi also, goddess of fortune also. Viryam kandukitadri varya bavalat pare parardham gunah. I quoted this shloka for this line. Viryam kandukitadri varya bavalat. With his virya, with his strength, Krishna can make even such a great mountain, Adri Varya, also as a kandukita, as a small ball. Just like a small child effortlessly lifts a ball to play, Krishna also effortlessly lifted Govardhan mountain at the age of 7. Just like a baby elephant effortlessly lifts a sugar cane, Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain so easily. So he lifted and held it like this. And when Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain, a little portion of rock got disconnected from Govardhan, and Krishna went and stood on top of that rock and held this mountain so that he has some stage. He's very small, right? 7-year-old boy. If he lifts like this, how will people spit in? They'll have to bend their heads. So Krishna stood on a nice stage and he lifted that mountain, and everyone had a very nice space for them to stand and see Krishna nicely. Okay, so Krishna was giving darshan to everyone, and Krishna invited all the Vrajavasis: Yashoda Mata, Nanda Maharaj, Rohini Mata, Balram, Gopas, gopis, cows, calves, all of you, please come under Govardhan. Because you have worshipped Govardhan with so much of love and devotion and affection, Govardhan is giving all of us shelter. Please come. Don't hesitate. Why are you looking so astonished? Please pick up whatever paraphernalia you have, whether it is food items or whatever it may be. Just come on under Govardhan till rain subsides. This is the Chhatri. This is the umbrella. Right? Raghunath Das Goswami describes this so nicely, so ecstatically. He says, Nijapati bhuja danda chhatra bhavam prapadya pratihatamad danda devendra garva atula pruthula shaila shreni bhupa priyam निज निकट निवासं देहि govardhanatvam nijapati bhujadanda. Nijapati means one's own master. Bhujadanda, so one's master. Who is that? Krishna. Who is Govardhan's master? Krishna. Govardhan is the devotee, Krishna is the master. Nijapati bhujadanda, so Krishna's shoulder, Krishna's hand acted like a danda, stick. Okay. Chhatra bhavam prapadya, this finger, not this finger. So Chhatra Bhavam Prapadya. Govardhan became a Chhatri. Govardhan became a nice umbrella, and Krishna's hand became a rod to hold that umbrella. Chhatra Bhavam Prapadya. Why? Pratihata Madadhrishto Danda Devendra Garva. For the purpose of destroying the pride of Indra. Uddanda Devendra Garva. This Devendra, the king of all devatas, is Uddanda, very stubborn, Garva, very proud, right? Pratihata, to destroy that pride, the Supreme Lord Krishna made his hand as a handle and Govardhan mountain as a umbrella, right? Pratihata madadhrishto danda devendra garva atula pruthula shaila shreni bhupa priyam निज निकट निवासं देहि govardhanatvam atula pruthula shaila. Atula means there is no comparison to this wonderful mountain. Pruthula shaila, this shaila, this great mountain has absolutely no comparison. We cannot compare any other mountain, this Govardhan mountain, because the glories of Govardhan are unsurpassable, inconceivable. Krishna is personally glorifying. Because Govardhan has rendered so many services to the Vrindavan community. Paniya Suyavasa Kandara Kandamulaihi, sometime back we were discussing. To reciprocate with Govardhan service, Krishna wanted to glorify Govardhan as the protector of entire Vrajavasi community. So Krishna lifted Govardhan and he invited all of them, please come, don't worry. Okay, Govardhan will not do anything, it will not fall, don't worry. So all the Vrajavasis came in. And Krishna, with his yellow dhoti, with his reddish waistcloth, with his beautiful, smiling, enchanting face, with a rainbow like peacock feather on his head, he is giving his darshan. All the Vrajavasis, they had the experience of being with Krishna at different parts of the day. But the Gopas are there with Krishna throughout the day, and Krishna sleeps in the night, and like that, different devotees are getting Krishna's time at different parts of the day. But Krishna thought, 7/24, 1 full week at least, I should give my darshan and association to every single Vrajavasi in this entire Vrindavan community. I will simultaneously reciprocate with all the Vrajavasis at the same time. So he lifted Govardhan mountain, and some devotees came and stood next to Krishna closely. Some are little away from Krishna naturally, and some are behind Krishna, some are on the left side of Krishna, some are on the right side of Krishna. But wherever they are under Govardhan mountain, every single Vrajavasi is getting the same experience of seeing Krishna face to face and seeing Krishna smiling at them, piercing their hearts. So piercing means in a positive way, by the way. Right? Actually, nourishing their hearts, that's a better word. Nourishing their hearts with his loving, pleasant glances. So all the Vrajavasis became so enchanted and attracted to Krishna. But Mother Yashoda, being a mother, was so anxious about Krishna. Krishna, you are very naughty. You are extremely mischievous. You are so restless. Why did you stop Indra Puja? Why did you inaugurate this Govardhan Puja now, suddenly? Because you stopped Indra Puja, Indra became so angry and he created this devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. And now I have to see you lifting this heavy mountain on your hand. How can a mother tolerate seeing her child doing heavy weightlifting? Right? I cannot see. Her problem is not that her property is getting destroyed. See, Nanda Bhavan is getting destroyed there. It will not. See, my property is getting destroyed. I was in the middle of something before this rain came. So she was not concerned about it. How can I see you holding this heavy weight? That's her concern. Then Krishna said, my dear mother, I am not at all holding any heavy weight, because all of you have worshipped Govardhan with great sincerity, with great love and devotion and affection. Govardhan became so light. I am merely touching the bottom of Govardhan with my little finger. You see, Govardhan is so light, not at all heavy. Govardhan is actually floating in the sky. Yashoda Mata felt that, hope Krishna's words become true. And she offered a prayer to Govardhan. My dear Govardhan, if I have worshipped you sincerely, just offer me one benediction. May you not be so heavy on the little finger of my little Krishna. May you just float on your own. May you be light. Don't exhaust Krishna. So she offered a prayer. Then Madhumangal came and said, Batu. He said, Mother Yashoda, why are you worrying so much? Do you think that Krishna is holding this Govardhan mountain? No. I am a Brahmana. By the power of my mantra chanting, Govardhan is floating on its own. My mantras are actually holding Govardhan in the air. He is not holding. And Yashoda became a little irritated. Hey, you are little boy, why are you unnecessarily cracking jokes here? They understand how powerful a Brahmana he is. He is powerful only in eating laddus. So she said that, hey, I am worrying so much about Krishna and you are cracking jokes. You are not taking it seriously. Then our Nanda Maharaj intervened and said, Yashoda, why are you chastising this little child? Batu, Madhumangal. Actually, he wants to encourage all of us. He's concerned that you are very anxious and he's just making your mood light by saying something. You should encourage him. You should not feel bad. Then Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, you have not eaten properly. I did not feed you because this rain came and then you are lifting Govardhan mountain and I'm unable to feed you properly. I have some cakes and some butter and some special items. You please eat them along with your friends. Then Batu said, yes, Mother Yashoda, that's a wonderful idea. I have to eat now. That's amazing. So then Mother Yashoda started feeding Krishna and all the other boys also started eating something along with Krishna. And all the other Brajavasis were just seeing this such sweet incident that's happening. So there is a festival which is greater than Govardhan Puja. Just now, sometime back, maybe half an hour back, we were discussing how Govardhan Puja is the most ecstatic festival celebrated by the Vrajavasis. But there is a much more ecstatic festival. That is not Govardhan Puja. That is when Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain. Whatever celebration happened under the mountain is the best festival that they have ever experienced. 1 week festival, not 1 day festival. Govardhan Puja was 1 day only. But Krishna's lifting Govardhan lasted for 1 week and all the Vrajavasis were very happy celebrating this festival. There were smiles, there was singing, there was dancing, there was playing, nice conversations happening. People were just standing at a point and then they were looking at Krishna's beautiful form and they were just relishing Krishna's beauty and narrating, describing Krishna's beauty to other Vrajavasis. Okay, so this is great festival happening. Now you may think Govardhan mountain is a medium-sized hill and Vrajavasis are unlimited. So many hundreds and thousands of gopas and gopis were there. You have an umbrella, you can happily, you can comfortably walk, protect yourself from rain under that one umbrella. If another person comes, okay, you can accommodate. If a kid comes, okay, fine, you can accommodate. But how can so many people fit under one umbrella only? Please understand. by the touch of Krishna's little finger, Govardhan mountain was feeling such empowerment and ecstasy that it expanded its size to accommodate all the Vrajavasis under him. That is the speciality of Krishna's touch. We may think we are incapable of rendering some service to Krishna, but please understand, we are always incapable only. Whatever ability we have to render service to Krishna, that is coming from Krishna. Krishna empowers us. We are just instruments in Krishna's plan. So Krishna, if he wants, he can just touch Govardhan with his little finger and empower Govardhan to expand himself to accommodate all the cowhead community. And if Krishna wants, he can empower this dry bamboo wood with the power to mesmerize all the people in the three worlds with his flute song. There is a little flute in Krishna's hand, right? So Krishna felt that Brajavasis are feeling so anxious that I am lifting Govardhan. Let me encourage them. So Krishna stood in a threefold bending form and he took his flute and started playing his flute. If Krishna is playing flute happily, people will understand that, oh, he is not exerting himself. He is very happy. He is comfortable. Just to give them that reassurance, because they are feeling so anxious, Krishna started playing his flute. Now he is lifting such heavy weight, apparently, but he's not even standing straight. He is in threefold bending form, like this. His leg is bent, his hip is bent, his legs are bent. He's standing on one leg only. One leg is like this. You see that place? And here you see Natavar is just dancing. Right? One leg is completely lifted up. So, and he's lifting Govardhan also. And he's playing flute with his right hand to reassure them. So all the gopis are mesmerized by this flute song. So Krishna's flute song mesmerizes even the masters of musical science, including Shiva, Indra, Brahma, even Vishnu. Everybody gets attracted to Krishna's flute song. And that we will discuss some other time. Venu Gita, the beautiful song sung by Krishna with his flute. So Krishna is playing his flute. Everybody became very mesmerized and happy. But one person became very anxious. Who is that? No, Madhumangal. Madhumangal became very anxious. He said, Krishna, why are you playing your flute now? I know the power of your flute. When you play flute, flowing rivers will get stunned and they stand there still like rocks. And rocks will melt by hearing your flute song. So before Indra's rain inundates us, Govardhan will melt and it will inundate us. So you better stop playing his flute. But another Vrajavasi said, Madhumangal, you are unnecessarily worrying. Don't worry. Govardhan knows when to melt and when not to melt. On ordinary days, out of ecstasy, with the touch of Krishna's divine lotus foot, Govardhan will melt in ecstasy, and the imprints of Krishna's footprints are there on Govardhan sometimes. But sometimes Govardhan doesn't melt. Govardhan understands the occasion. Govardhan is a gentlemanly person. You don't worry. Let Krishna play flute. You just keep quiet and listen to his flute song. So Krishna is playing flute while standing in threefold bending form. You know why Krishna stands in threefold bending form? Anyone knows here? Why can't Krishna stand straight? Because Krishna is carrying heavy weight. Not heavy weight of Govardhan. Krishna is standing with a heavy weight of his own sweetness. Krishna is overloaded with his own sweetness that he cannot stand straight. He has to bend down. Second reason. Krishna is overloaded with the intense prema of Srimati Radharani. So much shower of prema is falling on Krishna from Radharani's glances and her services. Krishna is unable to reciprocate with that or withstand it, and he just bends. He just stands in threefold bending form. So too much of prema, too much of Radharani's prema. And also when Radharani stands next to Krishna, Krishna wants to bend towards her. Not like this, but towards her. So that's why Krishna stands in a threefold bending form, and he's just playing his flute nicely, and Radharani is glancing on Krishna, empowering Krishna to lift Govardhan. As Radharani is glancing, Krishna also glanced at her, and he became a little distracted. And the Govardhan on his hand started shaking. Right? And all the Vrajavasis, all the elderly Vrajavasis became little concerned. My God, Govardhan is shaking. Maybe Krishna is getting tired. So let us support Krishna, let us help Krishna. And they took all their sticks and started supporting Govardhan from all sides to help Krishna. And Madhumangal said, "You are merely scratching the bottom of Govardhan. Right? What will your sticks do? Your sticks cannot do anything." Then Krishna gave a feedback to Madhumangal. Madhumangal, they're all elderly Gopas. Out of their fatherly affection, they want to support me. Let them think that they are holding Govardhan mountain. What's your problem? You keep quiet. Okay? So you don't give feedback to fatherly Gopas. They're elderly people. You should respect them. Right? Calm down, Madhumangal. So, and some gopis say, "Hey, Radharani, don't glance on him. He'll get distracted." And Balramji is also there, right? Next to him. So, Krishna is simultaneously reciprocating with all the gopas and the gopis and the cows and the calves, and he's giving an experience to each and every Vrajavasi that Krishna is looking at them only, no one else. So this is the speciality of Vrindavan. At the end of the day, when Krishna climbs on this tree and calls out, "Oh Hasini," all the cows will just come running towards Krishna. He says, "Surabhi, come here." And he says, "Harini, come here." So all the cows, just one cow's name he would call out, and all the cows of that brand or that breed, or what is it called, that color shade. Basically, Krishna has 108 groups of cows. Yeah, so many cows. There are 108 groups amongst Krishna's cows. 25 are of one color. 25 groups are of one color. They are red. In red, there are multiple shades, right? Little maroon, little orangish. So this 25 shades of red color are 25 groups. Then 25 shades of black, 25 shades of white, 25 shades of yellow. So like that, he has 100 groups. And there are 8 other groups which are categorized not according to their color, but according to their face shape. Some is Mridanga-mukhi. The cow's face is like Mridanga. And some cows are like Simhamukhi. They're like little line-ish kind of face. So in this way, Krishna has 108 groups of cows and he has one Japamala, 108 beads. He would count. He'll just call out the name of one cow. Shama, come here. All black cows will come. So one bead. So like that, he counts the cows at the end of the day. So he'll call out the name of one cow and every cow hears around him. So in this way, Krishna also under Govardhan mountain, he did some enchanting Lila. So there is rain falling from the top. Who protected the Vrajavasis from all sides? All the floodwaters can come under Govardhan, right? However, they protected. When Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain, big mounds of earth and rocks fell from Govardhan mountain and made a nice boundary wall around Govardhan. That kind of blocked the floodwaters. But that was not sufficient. Krishna wanted to protect Vrajavasis nicely pack them up. Krishna called Anantasesha, come here. Internally ordered. Anantasesha, come here. So he came. And Anantasesha coiled around this Govardhan and made a nice protective wall so that not a single raindrop comes under Govardhan mountain. So if Govardhan is on top, Anantasesha is on 4 sides, how does light enter? Inside it's very dark, no electricity. So what's your answer? Krishna himself is so effulgent. All the gopas and gopis, they all have spiritual bodies. They have self-effulgent bodies. They don't need external lights, sun and moon. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. So there is no need of Surya or Chandra, sun and moon, or electricity or fire in spiritual world. The planets are self-effulgent. The personalities are self-effulgent. Okay, so much of arrangement is made to protect the Vrajavasis. What about Govardhan? Govardhan has to tolerate all this rain and thunder of Indra or what? Krishna called, Sudarshan Chakra, come here. Sudarshan Chakra came and started rotating over Govardhan. Every single drop of rain that is falling from Indra's clouds, that is being absorbed by Sudarshan Chakra. Even Govardhan also did not experience any pain. And even before also, So Govardhan, whatever rain was falling on Govardhan, it's just cleaning Govardhan. Maha cleaning of Govardhan is happening, right? So nobody would take a scrubber and soap and then wash, right, a mountain. When it rains, it automatically becomes clean. So the rain is not coming like small drops. The rain is coming in pillars, big pillars of water. And each raindrop is like a big elephant. All the clouds in the sky, they were appearing like groups of elephants walking. So this is the scenario there. But Krishna ensured that not even a speck of dust, not even a dry leaf in Vrindavan gets affected by Indra's devastating rainfall. If you take shelter of Krishna, Krishna takes responsibility to protect your devotees, protect his devotees. Therefore, devotees can never encounter any danger. And even if they encounter dangers, Krishna is there to protect them from all dangers. And by the way, a good news or a very important news to you. Krishna may not protect you the way you want him to protect. Krishna's protection may not be palatable sometimes. Krishna's intention is to protect our consciousness. May not be our material prosperity, may not be our talents or skills. Okay. So apparently, Krishna is not kind towards some devotees, but Krishna's kindness comes in multiple ways. Do you think that Krishna is protecting Brajavasis only? No. Krishna is protecting Indra also. Indra is also devotee of Krishna, right? Krishna protected the Brajavasis from Indra's rainfall, and Krishna protected Indra from his own pride. Krishna wants to humiliate Indra, humble Indra. Indra, you are affected by this disease of Ishamani syndrome. I will establish who is the real Isha. Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam. He says, what is the first sloka Brahma Samhita? Ishvaraha paramaha Krishna. You are not the Isha, I am the Isha, I am Paramesha. I will make you realize that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the protection that Krishna offers. So Krishna protected Indra also in this Govardhan Lila from his own pride. Okay. So then many more things happened. It's 8:15 already. So after 1 week, Krishna kept the mountain, Govardhan mountain, back in its place. Indra became humbled. All the Samvartaka clouds went to Indra and said, no more rain. Done. Our tanks are empty. We don't have sufficient water even to shed tears also. Right? Indra, no more water. Water scarcity here. So all water is gone now. You do whatever you want. We are leaving. So clouds went away. And Indra then realized, my God, I played with my own God. I invited him to this world. When he came to this world, I did not acknowledge his supremacy, and I tried to destroy his dearest associates, eternal associates, the Vrajavasis. He became so guilty, he became so ashamed of his act. He was repenting. And meanwhile, because Indra stopped rain, he was completely humbled. Krishna told the Vrajavasis, rain stopped, you can go back homes. Not a single Vrajavasi was in a mood to return back home. They were saying, Indra, why did you stop rain? Please continue for 1 more week. Continue for the rest of eternity. We are very happy looking at Krishna's face now, getting the smiles of Krishna. But the Vrajavasis were asked by Krishna, please move outside. So many Vrajavasis came out of Govardhan, and some elderly Vrajavasis enthusiastically said that Krishna, I think you should go. We'll keep the mountain back and come. Then Krishna slightly released little pressure of Govardhan on their sticks. All the sticks broke and they just ran away, ran outside Govardhan, and Krishna kept the Govardhan back in its place, and he also came. In front of everybody's eyes, Krishna placed Govardhan back in its place, but nobody understood how it happened. Such a huge mountain, a little child, right? He lifted and he kept it back. Well, how exactly he did it, nobody could understand, but he did it. So when he came out, all the Vrajavasis came towards Krishna. They were hugging Krishna, they were praising Krishna, they were glorifying Krishna. They were just taking Krishna in their hands and throwing him up and then catching him, all the friends. And the motherly gopis came, they were embracing Krishna. Some gopis came and took the left hand of Krishna, started massaging. Okay, oh, with this hand did you lift Govardhan? Oh, you must be very tired. They were massaging, they were kissing Krishna's hand. And Krishna understood. Vrajavasis are feeling very anxious that I did so much of hard work for 1 week. So let me pacify them. He lifted his flute and started playing the flute very happily. Okay, again. Then Yashoda Mata said, Krishna, why are you playing flute now? This is the time to eat, not to play flute. So I have made you a special tambula, please take it. So she was offering this tambula, and Krishna is not listening to her. He's just playing the flute. Then Yashoda Mata went to Subal and said, Subal, you're a dear friend of Krishna. You give this tambula to Krishna. Then Krishna accepted it. So all the Vrajavasis with heavy hearts, they went back. Their anxiety was not in, not that what happened to my home, what happened to my treasure house, what happened to my grocery room. They were not thinking about that. They were missing, my God, 1 week we had such a wonderful time with Krishna. Now we'll be missing Krishna. This is love. Love is not measured in kilograms or millimeters or centimeters or kilometers or whatever unit. Love is measured by the amount of separation you feel for the beloved. When you miss someone, for example, a mother misses a child or the child misses mother, there is love. To the degree there is love, to the degree you miss the other person, to you miss the beloved. All the Vrajavasis were missing Krishna's darshan now. And after that, Indra realized, in this very long story, how Krishna forgave Indra and all that. But we'll stop here. Shri Govardhan Lila ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Prabhu, this one golden Unde, right? Unde accord parked in the back. It's blocking all cars. Anybody here? Golden color.
Shall we conclude or should we take some questions? Yeah, please. Yes, Matas.
We all know that Govardhan carried from Govardhan story that why I'm all this
Govardhan mountain manifested from Krishna's heart in the spiritual world to facilitate Krishna's pastimes. Srimati Radharani requested Krishna after one of their Rasa Lila episodes in the spiritual world. Krishna, I want a very nice place so that we can have pastimes. Then Krishna meditated, and from within his heart, Govardhan first manifested in the form of a small seed or whatever, and started growing into a huge mountain of some millions width and millions of miles width and height and breadth. So then Krishna tapped, because Govardhan is growing so much. Krishna's love, right? Govardhan is a manifestation of Krishna's prema in response to Radha's request. So Govardhan is expanding and expanding, and all the Vrajavasis felt, hey, this Govardhan is expanding so much. Then Krishna tapped Govardhan from top, and then Govardhan stopped there. Then when Krishna made a decision to descend on this planet and also requested Radharani, you should also come with me, then Radharani said, I will not come without Govardhan. Govardhan also should descend. Of course, Yamuna and other Vrajavasis also will descend. So at the request of Radharani, Govardhan also descended on this planet and facilitated Krishna's pastimes. Thank you. Any other question? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. Can you provide the reference for the shloka in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that you quoted about like how
this is in the Madhya Lila. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visits Vrindavan, I think it's in 16th or 17th chapter. Okay. So you can see 200 and 17th chapter, 210. Saundaryam Lalali Dhairyadela. There is one more shloka also in that episode. Sarika, the female parrot, female bird describes Srimati Radharani. So Sukha describes Krishna and Sarika describes Radharani. That's another sweet shloka. Smaller one but sweeter one. Okay. Any other question or comment? Yes, Prabhu.
So sometimes we say
Krishna uses his devotees as an instrument to teach us some lesson. So in this case, was Indra actually proud, or was he being used as an instrument to teach us
He
some
was
lesson?
actually proud.
Actually,
Some pure devotees, when they manifest some kind of frailties, that's by Krishna's will, it's a part of pastime. But Indra is not exactly a pure devotee, he's a little mixed devotee. He's a devotee, definitely. So Indra is anyways having that mentality, and Krishna is teaching us through him. He anyways has that mentality. For example, Bhishma is there. Bhishma was not consciously taking the side of adharma. He is taking side of adharma, taking side of Duryodhana, and fighting against Krishna, against Pandavas to teach us a lesson. What was the lesson? Simple. However powerful you may be, if you take the side of adharma, if you stand against Krishna and his devotees, you will be defeated. And Bhishma said, okay, my dear Lord, I will play this role if you want me to play. I will be killed. I am ready for it. I will be defamed. I will be misunderstood. I am ready for it. Okay. So Bhishma played a part as an instrument in Krishna's plan, but Indra is proud. Any other question?
How about Duryodhana?
Duryodhana is inherently demoniac. Okay. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada. Hmm?
So we would like to say a couple of programs first. Yeah. I mean, we'll set up the prashad. I just need a couple of volunteers.